Prost.
Prost.
Last week, our conversation was about our favorite TV shows. This week, we'll stay in that realm and chat about our favorite movies.
Okay, well, I'm the oldest, so I'm going first. And I'm going to give you a really old movie. And I don't know if you know this one. But Mason knows it because we've talked about it several times. Anyway, sorry. My favorite movie of all time, I really do believe, is The Big Chill.
I have not seen that.
Okay, and so the premise is they're adults. They have children. Some are married. Some are, they've all kind of gone on with their careers. And they get together because, it's probably been 20, 25 years since they graduated from college.
Okay.
And they get together because a friend has committed suicide.
Oh boy. Is it kind of like Grown Ups? Because they went to the funeral. Grown Ups is they go to the funeral
of the coach.
Yeah.
Okay, so no. It's a little more, I feel like in depth than that. Because there's, every single person has their own story. And there's, let's see, 1, 2, because one's a couple that they were all friends, but 2 of them got married. So there was the one who passed away, then this couple, it was 3, then 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 or 8 of them. One was a famous TV star, movie star, and so they had these varying careers. And they get together, and all of a sudden they're bringing their lives back together. They're talking about the stuff they missed, and of course they wonder why. And there's this girl who's not part of the group, who was the girlfriend of the one that committed suicide. And she was so out of place. And they all, of course, welcomed her, but they felt kind of weird about welcoming her. But, of course, they didn't say that. Yeah. So they talked about her behind her back and blah, blah, blah. But she ended up being the one to really make them understand. Because they kept saying, why? And really, she kind of made them understand that there wasn't necessarily a reason why. It was just, he was just ready to go. And so, it's a very, very good movie. I love all the different plots that kind of, intersect in the movie. And of course, I love the soundtrack. And and it happens around Thanksgiving weekend. Because they do Thanksgiving at the couple's house. And he's a sneaker salesman. That's right. So he gets all of them new sneakers and stuff. It's so funny. Like I said, so many plots and subplots. And they play football. Okay. The Thanksgiving Day football. We never played like American football with you guys. We did. Both your dad and I both did in our own families. Yeah. Well, not your dad's family, with his friends. But me, I did it with my family. We played American football on Thanksgiving. But for us, it was football. Yeah, we played football, but it wasn't American football on Thanksgiving.
Everyone except for like your side of the family had played at some point soccer in their lives.
And I am still learning, but we went and kicked the ball the other day, and it was so much fun. And I was just thinking this morning, well, I got to make sure that Brooke and Dad and I go kick before I leave. And so, so I was thinking, we got to get together. So maybe tomorrow.
Maybe.
Yeah. But anyway, so The Big Chill was good for me.
I mean, I don't know. Again, like with the TV shows, I wasn't sure I have I did have a favorite TV show. Movies are, I haven't seen that many. I'm trying to catch up on all the movies that I haven't seen. Because I'll have people say, oh my God, I can't believe you haven't seen this. Or I can't believe you haven't seen this. And I'm like, there is not enough time in the day to see it. You have to remember, I had, growing up, I was in dance class all the time. So I didn't really, watch too many movies, other than, kids' movies. Yeah. But I think, I don't know if I have, a favorite. I was just thinking of one, earlier. I did watch Deadpool the other day. That's not the one that I was thinking of.
Funny.
But
it's such a funny
it
movie.
Is really funny. It was very gory, which I wasn't expecting. Which is fine. I'm just not super big fan of, the gory movies. But I also, really love action movies. So it's, But I do have to say, I am very glad it didn't have, like, yeah, there's, like, a big, like, romantic thing, and but it's less focused on, like, it's more about, like, focusing on finding the bad guy than it is, like, even though the whole point he's doing it is to find his girlfriend again, or not to find her, but, like, to change back to what his skin looked like so that he can get back together with his girlfriend. But just, like, when they do the stupid romantic things and it just ruins the movie with, like, the love plot line, it's really annoying. But, that's a whole different topic. But, I don't know. I really liked Tag. I also love comedy movies, so that one was really good. Because...
And I only saw parts of it, and only because you told me to see it. And I will say, I want to see that one all the way through.
It is
because
so
that
good.
Sounds like the kind of friends I want to have when I get older.
It is hilarious. And I remember, like, hearing that Jeremy Renner, while they were filming the movie, broke both of his arms. And
was that?
It was before the snowplow incident.
Before the snow.
It was years before the snowplow incident.
Wow,
but while filming
the movie, with bones,
he broke both his arms. Oh my gosh, no. But that movie is really good. Yeah, I was thinking of another one. I don't
know. When y'all were younger, I know any movie that we were going to take you to see that was kind of based on a book. Dad would say, "Read the book first."
You have to read the book.
And I will say this: I'm glad that he said I did not grow up a reader. I am very much a reader now. In fact, I've been craving getting back to the book that 2 books that you've got me reading. I was craving that this morning. But how do you feel about that? Do you really feel like you should read the book first?
I always try to read the book first. I think there's been a few that I haven't, just because I really wanted to, like, watch the movie and I wasn't able to get the book yet. Like, The Devil All the Time, I watched the movie, and then I read the book in, like, 2 days. So...
That was a really good book and movie.
It was fantastic.
It was very well acted, very well directed.
It was so good. The only thing was the Southern accents, because
that's what made me feel so at home.
Most of the British, most of the people doing Southern accents were British. So some of them were, like, really bad, but the one that was really good was the girl who played, what's her name? The Bodecker's sister. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the character's name. I'm going to remember.
Grace,
No. Sandy. Because she's, I can't remember if she's from Ohio, which is where it takes place. Her accent was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. And I think Robert Pattinson's accent was also really good. Tom Holland's was not the greatest.
Yeah.
Like, he's really good at, like, a standard American accent, but the Southern accent is needs some work.
It's a whole new that's a tough accent to do.
Especially because they're so, like, Southern accents are so regionalized.
Very regional.
And you don't know that, unless you are from the South, you don't really know that. So, like, I went to school in Massachusetts, and I don't have a thick Southern accent, but sometimes the North Carolina comes out, and people will be like, is that a Southern accent? And it is. It's just not, it's Texas.
Yeah. It was so funny because when I first met your dad, the first time I talked to your grandmother, it was over the phone, and she kept saying, "Can you slow down? Can you?" And then, of course, people who aren't from the South think that every woman from the South sounds like Dolly Parton.
Yeah, no. She's from Tennessee, right?
Yes.
So, no.
And so, I don't feel like I sound like Dolly Parton.
No, you're
so
not
I don't
from
feel like
Tennessee.
I look like... I love Dolly Parton. Dolly, we love you, by the way. And so,
get Dolly Parton
you can just come on our show anytime. So, and I've got some books I want to write for your basket, just to let you know. I've got lots to talk to you about, Dolly.
Oh,
anyway, I never felt like I looked or sounded like Dolly, but your dad's parents,
of course,
labeled me Dolly Parton.
I mean, and that's the thing is, like, some
so
people,
funny.
The only experience they have with certain accents is from, like, celebrities or, like,
absolutely,
whatever.
Absolutely. And that was the one that they picked up on. And I'm telling you, it was just like, I was, of course, I was not offended.
Yeah.
But she would be. And so that was my biggest thing was please don't ever let her find out because she would be so offended. And so
I don't think she would.
And it was just the funniest thing. And I thought, wow. And it's just like when we came here, I felt like when we first came here and people found out we were from America, they thought our lives were what they see on TV.
Yeah.
And our lives are nothing like what you see on TV from the U.S. And so it was just, it was kind of funny to kind of experience that and, you know.
Yeah.
But so another movie. So,
well, speaking of Southern mysteries, Where the Crawdads Sing.
Oh, wow. I love the book and the movie.
That's another good one.
And I have it on Kindle, but I know you don't want to read it on Kindle.
Yeah, I can read it on the Kindle.
But, well, you can look to see if Luthia ordered it for you in English, because they did that one book.
They have it.
Okay.
Yeah.
In English? Mm-hmm. They already have it in English?
Not, like, in stock. You can order it.
Okay, you looked it up. Okay, that is a very good movie.
So good.
I didn't like that they didn't kind of get the distance between the places. Because they obviously were talking about Eastern North Carolina and then going to Asheville.
You can't do it. Well, you can do it in a day.
It takes a whole day.
It's the way like they showed it. It was like they
went an hour away. Yeah. And so I thought that was the only thing I had, but it was so good, and I honestly did not know until the end. I suspected, but then
not spoil it.
Then during the trial, I was like so convinced. Oh wow!
We shouldn't spoil it.
I know,
because it's a very new movie too. The movie is really new. So.
The actors in it were great.
So good.
That was such good casting. Gosh. Oh, that was excellent casting.
The prosecutor was in an episode of SVU.
I think I remember.
He was in, and I was like, oh my god, because he played like the same kind of character, I think. And it just, oh my gosh. But that was such a good movie.
It's so good. And the book is so good.
Yes. Oh.
So good. So I definitely would recommend that one to anybody. And honestly, that is a movie, that's a movie that I would have to sit a little bit in front of your dad. He doesn't like for me to see him cry in movies. So that's one. And I also think that he would be well pleased with the twist. So I really, really do. Now, speaking of twists, and no, I don't. I haven't seen the movie yet. Daisy Jones and the Six.
I haven't read it yet or
seen
the movie.
What a good book! I want to see the movie. Want to see the movie. So that's one movie I want to see. And maybe I'll get to see that when we're in Virginia Beach. I'll look it up and see if I can do it on my computer. Wow. Yeah. That's one I definitely want to see. I really want you to read these books by this author.
I've read Evelyn Hugo.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Now, but you don't know Elizabeth Taylor, do you? Do you know much?
Yes, I know who Elizabeth Taylor was. Yes, I know she had, like, it was 6 husbands?
I don't know, something 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who I thought of.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be, like, based on Elizabeth Taylor or something like that.
Except, she didn't do what Evelyn did at the end. But I will say, that was good. That was a very good book. I love the twists. I like this author. She just is really good. So, well, what about you for another movie? Like, what's one you want to see before you have to get to work? Because you've got to get back. You're getting back to school. You're getting back to a intensive class. That's going to be 3 or 4 days a week.
It said 4 days. I don't know anymore.
So
I don't have any
4 days a week.
Yet.
So you'll possibly go on 4 days a week intensive language learning. And I'm so proud of you. But what's a movie you want to see before you have to, kind of get serious about, Well, back to learning. I mean,
I'll still have time to watch movies. I just, won't do it.
Yeah.
I want to see Paddington 2 because I loved Paddington.
Okay.
And everyone says that Paddington 2 is the best. Apparently even, I don't know if this is actually, or because there was like a movie, which I haven't seen it, but with Nick Cage and Pedro Pascal. And apparently in it, they say, like, Paddington 2 is the best movie ever.
They reference the movie in the movie.
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know what the movie is called, but it's apparently, like, Pedro Pascal plays, like, an insane stalker who's obsessed with Nick Cage or something, or, like, I don't know, or maybe it's the opposite. That's all I know about it.
Well, I have one I want you to see before, like, if it's right after the Olympics, it's fine. But even if it's before the Olympics end on August 11th, I want you to watch The Boys in the Boat.
Okay.
Because it does reference the Olympics that were held in Germany, 35, 39, I don't remember what year they were held. And so, anyway, and... You know, there's a lot of good, fun surprises, and it is a good movie.
Okay. It
is a very good movie. I don't know if George Clooney directed it, produced it. I don't know. It is good. Okay. It's good. The acting is good. Not one of those superbs, but there are some good twists in it, and you find some surprises about some of the characters. They're really, really good surprises, and you know, you kind of. Feel good kind of stuff. And they reference Jesse Owens. Okay. They have there is someone who plays the character.
Okay.
And so it was good. It's good. Yeah. So
I
want you to see that one.
Okay.
The Boys in the Boat.
I did enjoy one other movie. I enjoyed The Book Thief. I enjoyed the book a lot better just because it goes into so much more detail. But the movie was actually pretty good. I think it has such a good feel, and I'm
enjoying the book. I will say, I'm just to let you know, I'm early in the book. Her father is
missing.
Yes.
Missing.
Yes. Not coming home, basically. Anyway, that's where I'm at. So you kind of know where I'm at.
Yeah.
And that's the one I was really craving this morning when I was making the bed. I saw the book sitting beside the bed, and I was like, "Oh, I should just spend all day today reading."
And
today was not a day to sit and read. In fact, I've been out all day.
Yeah. Oof. It is it's so hard to put down. I think when I read it, I was reading like 10 chapters at a time.
Wow. Now
I'm
not there.
I would just like sit on the couch and read it because it's so good. But it's also like the chapters are really easy to read, like really short.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them, but like they're short.
I have a question. I don't want us to get to books, but just because there is a movie related to this book, I just want one thing. Growing up the way that you did in the household that you grew up in, did you immediately recognize God and God's voice?
I don't know.
I immediately recognized it. And I didn't know if you did. But obviously you figured it out. You know God's voice. You know who.
Oh, you mean I was confused what you meant.
Basically, the narrator.
Yes. Well, it's... Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I wouldn't say it's God so much as it is death.
Okay.
So I think it's really
I need
interesting.
You to read that are a little bit mature than this one, but in the same realm of narrator. Okay. I got a good one I want you to read.
Because I think it is, with The Book Thief, I think it is very tough until the end to tell if it is God or if it's death. And because I didn't know at the beginning.
I can see where you're saying the two. Okay, in the beginning. Okay, so then I haven't gotten there where I can see the difference.
It's not till like the very end, in my opinion, that you.
So my because of my growing up, and my upbringing, whatever, it immediately came to me as because I also do not separate God and death. In voices.
Okay.
If death is speaking, I think that's also God speaking. So that is. A little bit of immaturity on my side where I can't separate those two. So okay, I'll finish. I promise. I'm going to get to it because I have to read others
very good.
For some of your siblings asking me to read books. So.
Oh, there's a lot.
I know. I've
got a lot to catch up on.
I am so far behind, but I will. So another movie. Let's see what's coming out this summer.
Well, Deadpool and Wolverine just came out.
Okay, that's right.
Which is why I have to watch Deadpool 2 now, so I can see that one. I don't actually know.
That's what you do. If it's not necessarily reading the book before, you do watch the movies in order. You don't
I try to watch them all in order. Like, when I started the Avengers movies, there was one coming out, and I was like, no, I'm not going to watch. I'm going to start from the beginning. Actually, but I think I watched them in the order they came out in, instead of the order the movies are supposed to, like, happen in. So I watched Iron Man first.
Okay.
And then I went through, like, the Avengers, and then, like, the other Iron Man movies, and then Captain America. Like,
and that's something your dad and I have done. We have, now, for Star Wars, because we're old.
Yeah.
And so we have watched Star Wars in both orders. The order that the movies came out, we've watched that more than once. We've gone through all of them in that order. We've also, more than once, gone through all of them in sequential order of the story. And, and it's just, sometimes we'll pick a season and say, it's time for Star Wars. And we'll decide which order we're going to watch them in. Okay. And we'll and it's usually a colder season, fall or winter, when we have lots of time inside. Yeah. So,
I've seen most, like, when I was younger, the Star Wars movies, but I don't think I ever really got into them. Because I know I saw, like, one of the first ones that came out, I think. But it was with Anakin, so before he was Darth Vader. But it was, like, the first one that
when he was little?
When he was a kid.
Oh, that poor actor. Anyway, okay. That one, he's such an adorable. He's the actor. But
it's been a long
adorable.
time since I've seen that one.
Yeah. I don't remember if he was in Jingle All the Way before or after Star Wars.
Jingle All the Way.
It's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay.
Is father, and he has to get a specific Christmas gift.
Okay.
For his child.
Okay.
And so I don't know. You probably haven't experienced a Christmas like this where there's one gift that is just the gift everybody wants, and there's a limited supply.
Okay.
And so this was one of these Christmases. There's going to be a limited supply of this gift, and you have to get it either order it ahead of time. And anyway, he's a very successful businessman, and so he works all the time.
Yeah.
And his wife has said, "You promised you would get this. This is the one job I'm asking you to do, basically." And so you go through the process of the crazy Christmas season, trying to find the last one on the store shelf. People fighting over the last one. Somebody actually taking it out of a cart. All the crazy things that you hear about on the news, but not necessarily have experienced. But I think your dad and I we wanted to one time at least experience kind of a Black Friday rush.
Oh boy!
And so it was early in our marriage. So we had someone come over, and we left early in the morning to wait outside of, I think it was Best Buy. And so we were early in the line, but when the doors opened, I'm really surprised we didn't die that day. Because we did not rush, but everyone around us rushed. It's almost like bison. A herd of bison going around you. And so, needless to say, we didn't get the computer we were looking for. That was when we learned. That was the experience that we had where we actually talked to someone at the store and said, "Why would you advertise this?" And they said, "This is the way it's always done. We'll get maybe 30.
Wow.
Knowing we're going to get 3,000 people." And your dad said, "That's stupid."
Yeah.
And then your dad said, "We're never doing this again.
Yeah.
We will pay extra." Because that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I think you kind of felt like you lost. Like, oh, geez, I'm one of the 2,970 that didn't get one.
Yeah.
Well, duh.
Yeah.
Most of them probably were sold to the store employees before they even opened this door.
Yeah.
I mean, do you see what I'm saying? So there was probably 10.
Yeah.
So, mark that down even 20 more. So we decided then that, we're glad that they told us the truth. I'm surprised your dad got the truth out of them. But he probably saw how distraught I was, not for not getting it, but just the mad rush, and the fear that I thought I was going to get trampled to death. God. I really thought I was going to die.
I think that's like a thing that genuinely has happened before.
Yes, people Black have Friday. Been trampled to death.
That's insane. If you are that, like, if you wanted that, like, you're crazy.
Pre-order and have it delivered. Jesus, Amazon will deliver in a day. I mean, come on. God. Yeah, we really learned a valuable lesson that there was just nothing worth that.
No,
there's nothing worth that.
But we were talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh my goodness.
The only Arnold Schwarzenegger movie I have kind of seen is Twins.
Oh, I love Twins.
I have not. I don't think I saw it all the way through.
It's so good.
I don't think I saw it all the way through. I think I missed the beginning of it, but I saw the end of it. It's really ridiculous.
Twins is really, really good. I love Danny DeVito also. I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah. Oh, he is. I mean, he's done some really great movies.
Mm-hmm.
He really has. So there's so many good ones. So that's one year you'll just have to say, okay, this is my Arnold Schwarzenegger year.
Oh boy. Well, it's hard because you can't watch the movies on everything. You have to like search for them, or like then you have to buy them. Sometimes it's not worth it.
Yeah. So, but well, but okay. So my favorite time of the year, the season that I really get serious about watching movies with my family.
Christmas.
You know, oh yes, you do. I knew you knew. So, and last year we did not watch White Christmas.
I don't think we didn't watch a lot of Christmas movies.
No, we did not. You got back late.
Yeah.
And so yes, we did not. We did not have our traditional Christmas, and I think my year's not been right because of that.
Yeah.
So it could be. It was such a shame that July's over because. We could have Christmas in July, and I would have loved it. But I missed White Christmas. I missed Holiday Inn.
Home Alone 2 we didn't watch.
We did not watch Home Alone 2.
Just the first one. Did we watch Elf?
We did watch Elf. Okay. Well, I did like 3 or 4 times. But anyway.
I didn't watch it with you. I watched it with my roommates.
Okay, so Dad watched it with me. That must have been why we watched it, because you must have already said, okay, well. And so then I didn't have to wait.
I don't remember why, but we were like, let's just watch a Christmas movie or something. Yeah. So.
And so I did get to see Elf. But yeah, I missed White Christmas, and I just miss it. But
it's because we couldn't watch it on anything.
There's such a good one that's got Christmas with the Cranks. Have we watched that one?
No, I watched it with Katie.
It's so good.
I watched it with Tori and Katie. It is really funny.
It is so funny. It's so hilarious. Good. Yeah, and you know what? It's so funny because
that was even actually, we weren't even planning on watching a movie. Katie was like, let's like just put something on. It happened to be on, and we were like, oh my god. It's so good. I had never seen it before. So good.
Yeah, that's a really funny one. And, oh my goodness. Yeah. So... Yeah. I think that, okay, so this year, because you weren't here until late, I went through all the Santa Claus movies.
Okay, I've only seen a little bit of the first one.
Okay. Love those movies.
That's the one where he turns into Santa Claus, right? Okay.
Hey, dog. Yeah. Yeah,
I saw that scene. We watched that scene together.
I love the Santa Claus, and also I love the Christmas Chronicles.
That's the one with the kids and like that. Okay, so I watched the
dad was
first
a firefighter.
One of that one.
Yes, and the second one was not. It was good. I don't want to say it was not good. It was good. It just wasn't as good.
Yeah. Well, now there's just so many Christmas movies that you can't possibly watch all of them.
Yeah. And there's so many movies and shows. I will say this. Like when I would start binging a show.
Yeah.
One that I binged last year was Ally McBeal. Okay. And so I kept looking forward to the Christmas episode. Because for some reason, back in the day, it was always important for them to do a Christmas episode in every season. And I would say I always look forward to that. And I think it's because, Hollywood's Christmas is always, the good always comes together in the end kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so that song, The Christmas Shoes, there was a movie. I don't know if you knew that.
Yes, I did know that.
Rob loves it.
Okay.
So we'll watch that one. The Christmas Shoes.
Oh, it's called The Christmas Shoes.
Yes.
Okay.
And so, That one's a good one. Tearjerker, because, I mean, I cry when I hear the song.
Yeah.
Every Christmas,
so
I put the song on, and I sing along to it because I know all the words, and I still cry. And I cry like even the 10th time it's come on throughout the Christmas season. But, of course, I have a new favorite Christmas song now.
Oh, boy. Oh, yeah.
We'll talk about that later. Oh, God, that's so funny. Yeah, we'll have to do Christmas songs and play some of them. Oh, we can't play them. Okay, anyway.
Less than 30 seconds.
Okay.
I love Christmas, but
I love Christmas movies.
There's now every holiday has movies, and I'm so behind on Halloween movies because everyone's like, oh, we gotta watch this, and then Halloween is always a busy time, and then I just never, because everyone's pressuring me to watch the Halloween movies, not Halloween the series, but just any Halloween
scary movies.
No, not scary movies. I like scary movies.
I mean
stuff like Hocus Pocus. I still haven't seen that because everyone keeps pressuring me to watch it, and then I never have time to watch it, and I'm like, well, now I can't.
You definitely need to watch it.
Telling me to watch it.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really, really good one. Yeah. In fact, I just watched that last year again. I'm pretty sure it's been less than a year ago.
I still haven't seen it. Everyone's like, you gotta watch it, and I just can't because it keeps saying it, and it's stressing me out that now I have to watch it, and then I never do.
I think the problem with me is I'll even make a list. Your brother will give me a list of movies, and I've got several movies I'm supposed to watch, and I lose the list.
Interesting. I never lose the list. I just never get to it. Yeah. I've been meaning for 5 years. Devil Wears Prada has been on Swiss Netflix, and I still haven't seen it.
It's
been on my list for 5 years.
You can do that tomorrow.
Sunday. I have to watch Deadpool 2.
Well, we'll probably be gone long enough for you to watch 2 movies. You should watch it Sunday.
I can't watch 2 movies in a row. Okay, maybe I'll watch Devil Wears Prada because I'll
have
some time to watch movies next week. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's really, I like it. Yeah. So, in fact, I like lots of movies that Anne Hathaway's in.
I've seen the only movie I've seen a couple movies with her, I think, because I saw Princess Diaries.
I was going to say, you've seen Princess Diaries. I
haven't seen the second one of that, I don't think.
Oh, it's good.
But what other movies is she in that I might have seen? Because Natalie Portman is in Black Swan. That was an interesting movie.
That was interesting. That was dark.
Yeah, I don't even know if I just liked it as a thriller very much. I liked Saltburn better. That one.
I didn't see that one yet because it was not available here. You don't
want to watch it.
Okay, so I will not watch it when I go to the US. Okay.
I mean, you might like it. I liked it. I thought it was
Your brother
written.
Liked it.
He
asked me to watch it.
He was upset that I thought it was a good movie. I thought the cinematography was really good, and I thought the writing was really good because it made you uncomfortable. So, I mean, I don't know why people have been like, oh, it's terrible, and because I think people think it's terrible because they don't realize it was purposely written this way. And so I thought it was a masterpiece. Yeah. Not a classic level, but the way it was written was really, really good.
Okay. And not everyone always, and that's my thing. Don't ever judge a book or a movie or a show by someone else's critique of it.
Yeah, because everyone kept telling me, my roommates kept saying I was gonna hate it because they were like, oh, it's so bad, and they also don't know what kind of movies I like, so but I was like, no, I'm gonna I knew I would love it. I was like, oh, it's gonna be so uncomfortable. I'm gonna love it.
Set in England, right?
Yeah, but that's not why. I mean,
well, the house evidently has been getting quite a few.
Yeah, I know the poor lady that owns it. Oh my God,
she's so upset. She's like, but she didn't know that was what was gonna. Yeah. I mean, this is the day. I mean, this is you're living in the age of be insta ready.
Yeah,
and you just have to be insta ready.
The woman probably read the script and was like, yeah, people aren't gonna watch this movie, and so I wouldn't blame her for that because it is definitely written to make you uncomfortable, but I think people don't like that in movies anymore because it was written it pushes boundaries, and people don't want that. They want the same thing over and over, even though they keep saying oh, I want something different, and no, you don't.
Yeah,
because when it's different, you don't like it and you trash it.
So that's interesting because a lot of the, Netflix has new Christmas movies every year, but yet they're all the same.
They follow.
And so I have kind of quit that because I would start into September watching the movies on Netflix, and this year I didn't. I don't know that I watched any of the new ones. I had watched the year before. I watched Father Christmas with Dad, and I thought that was so good. Dad and I really liked it. Kelsey Grammer was in it.
Oh, I'm not a Kelsey Grammer fan.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm not anymore. This is before Anyway, but seasonal movies. I mean, Christmas is kind of a big one. Of course, the rom-coms for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
But there's not like a new one comes out every year around Valentine's Day. But, but there's so many good movies. I mean, as old as I am, there have been so many excellent movies made in my lifetime. And they just continue to get better.
Yeah.
I think. And I do think a lot of the writing tends to kind of, follow the same template.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, like you said, you get something that...
yeah.
So we've got one that we haven't watched yet. Snakes on a Plane.
I know. I still have to...
Yeah.
I gotta watch it.
Gotta watch it. We have to watch it. We just have to. Yeah. Gratis mitzunehmen.
I'm so excited.
So that is what we have to.
Then we have to go back and watch all the Avengers movies so we can watch all the Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, because get on a kick with Samuel L. Jackson.
What is he in other than the Avengers? That series of movies.
I think he's in a lot of Quentin Tarantino movies.
Okay.
So
is he in Master of Disguise?
That I don't know.
Okay, I think I've seen part of that movie.
For sure, he's in. Oh, see now I say Quentin Tarantino, and now I don't remember his movies. But
is Austin Powers Quentin Tarantino?
No. Oh, maybe it is. I don't know. I don't know
he's
about
not
that.
in Austin Powers.
But there's specific ones that I'm thinking of, and of course I can't. And it's not the Kill Bill ones.
Okay, I have not seen Kill Bill,
but he's with John Travolta and some, and of course I need Mason for this because Mason can rattle off a movie.
Oh my God.
You just have to describe one scene and he knows it.
I could do that with
musicals.
He would
be perfect for that. He'd be a perfect guest on this one.
Oh my gosh, I could do that with musicals though. I can just rattle off musicals.
Yeah. So, but he's good. Samuel L. Jackson's so funny.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. No, I'm excited to watch it. I feel like I'm not gonna like
Snakes on a Plane. I'm excited to watch it. I do want to watch it. I'm glad that we found it, and we would do that. So we can kind of end it with that. I know we missed a lot of your favorite movies, and so we'll have to kind of extend this conversation to other episodes.
So
but
many movies out
there's
there, though.
I mean, we could just really just break it down into actors or seasons and or series. I mean, even there's so many good with lots, several sequels and prequels and. So I'm sure we've missed a lot.
Oh yeah, well we didn't talk about Barbie or Oppenheimer.
Oh my goodness gracious! Well, and that was last summer, right?
It was a whole year ago.
I should have worn my pink that I wore to the theater when we went to see Barbie.
Oh, it was
so much fun.
Good. And then when we saw Oppenheimer, we didn't do it on the same day. Thank God. I don't think I could have done that.
Yeah, but we went to the same town.
Yeah, different theaters though.
Different theaters in the same town in Little Switzerland.
Next to each other.
They weren't too far from each other.
Oh my gosh.
But we went, just the two of us went to see Barbie.
Yeah.
And then the three of us, me, you, and Dad went to see Oppenheimer. And it was, I didn't realize there was going to be an intermission. I mean, I knew it was a long movie.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize the theater was going to give us an intermission. And I thought, wow, I was kind of glad they did. Because it kind of woke me up to finish up.
Absolutely. I think we got snacks.
We did get snacks in the bathroom, yeah. And so, But that was a really nice theater.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I love the movie, and I would watch it again. And thank goodness we bought Barbie, so we can watch it anytime we want.
Well, now we need to buy
And I love it. And then we did get Dad to watch Barbie with us here after we purchased it. And so I love that movie. And and there's so many parts of the script. I hope, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just my narcissism or wishful thinking. But I hope that when you heard some of the monologues, you said, my mom wrote that.
I didn't think that, but I did think you would enjoy it.
Absolutely. This is, my whole life, I do feel like I've been misunderstood and kind of misrepresented with words that people have said about me behind my back. And I have always been a strong advocate for women. And I've always been an advocate for trying to make someone explain to me why things have to be different, why the rules are different for boys versus girls. I've never been happy with that, with the excuse of, well, that's what boys do. And I'll never forget one time in a neighborhood that we were living in, you guys were selling like lemonade and snacks, and one of the neighborhood boys came and stole the money that y'all had. You had it in a box, and he stole the money. Well, fortunately, your sister knew where that person lived, and I went up to the door and I knocked on the door, and his father said to me, well, boys were with boys. And I said, well, then boys are stupid. I said, because no, boys should not be boys if that's the way boys are. I said, that is not a good enough excuse, and you owe my kids $15. And I was so mad. And you just don't, no excuse. There's no excuse for being that mean and that violent, and then to use the excuse of your gender. That just, to me, says you're not smart. And I would use the other word, but I'm trying to be nice.
Political.
I know. But anyway, I think that Barbie was the perfect movie to help me reconcile with the fact that I was not wrong all those years. There shouldn't be a set of rules for one or the other, especially when it comes to the jobs we can have, or or the way we raise our kids. I mean, I just think that Barbie was kind of like my perfect movie that I needed in my late 50s.
It's really good. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And I have to say, Will Ferrell's comedic relief character.
Oh my gosh.
He's so funny.
He is so funny because he really can pull off the, oh no, I'm serious about this kind of thing. So... Yeah.
He knew he was there for comedic relief, and he just killed it.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my gosh. And so did Ryan Gosling. He knew, Ken was still gonna be, at the beginning he was comedic relief. Even though he caused all the problems later on. Yeah. He did such a good job in that role.
I think he really did a good job.
But just Margot Robbie.
But I loved the representation.
Yeah.
In that movie.
Absolutely.
I think that it was at a time in my life where I had felt some own growth in my own life, and that movie was so good. It was very well cast, and it was very well written. Yeah. And I just, I think that, it was excellent. I know a lot of people might have thought it was just going to be, just something fun and silly. And honestly, if you didn't watch the movie with the intent to listen, it was just for fun. Yeah. But there were some really strong, powerful, good messages. Yeah.
It was really, really good.
Yeah, it was good. And I thought they cast it so perfectly.
Yeah.
I really did. Everybody was in the correct role.
And Helen Mirren narrating. Yeah. I love her.
Yeah. It was really, really
funny.
Good. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was excellent.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, guys, thank you for listening, and we hope that you enjoyed the conversation.
We'll be back next week with a new bottle of wine and a new topic. In the meantime, if you want to join the conversation, follow us on Instagram and TikTok @WineTogetherPod.
Cheers.